All right, we are now in chapter 9 of The Art of War, The Army on the March, and it is Pi Day 314. I think it's great because normally we'd be starting this in September, and we're 6 months behind that now, 9876. And now we're back to this chapter. So when we first started, we tried to line the chapters up with the months, and that easily got out of order, which I think turned out quite serendipitously for the series. Okay, verse 1. Sun Tzu said, "We come now to the question of encamping the army and observing signs of the enemy. Pass quickly over mountains, pass quickly over mountains and keep in the neighborhood of valleys. Quickly through mountains and keep in the neighborhood of valleys." So strategically, right, just as an army, passing through the mountains and low through the valleys. You always want to have the height, but you also want to be concealed when you're low. 9. Maneuvering armies. This is out of a alternate translation. Cao says that this means choosing the most advantageous ways to go. So as we outset into March, April, May, right? So for many of you graduating here in a couple of months, choosing the most advantageous ways to go with your career are top of mind. Master Sun says, "Whenever you station an army to observe an opponent, cut off the mountains and stay by the valleys." Li Kuan says, "Cutting off the mountains means guarding the defiles, and staying by the valleys means close to water and fodder." So two different interpretations of mountains and valleys, and two interpretations of what that means to the generals, right? March 14th. Self-deception is our enemy. I've been dealing with this a lot lately. On the mental health side of things, as I've transitioned off of one of what's considered a mood stabilizer, it has been like this raw ripping of reality tearing back to life in front of my face, and it's like, ooh, is our pharmaceutical self-deception? What is self-deception? Is like I sometimes consider alcohol and nicotine and caffeine, even all of these are forms of self-deception because of the emotions, I guess, and the ways that they can play with the synapses in the brain. So from the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman, self-deception is our enemy. Zeno would also say that nothing is more hostile to a firm grasp on knowledge than self-deception. Diogenes Laertius, Lives of the Eminent Philosophers, 7.23. And what is actually doing the self-deception, right? Are we who we are? Or does society drive us to be self-deceiving? Self-deception, delusions of grandeur, these aren't just annoying personality traits. They're not. They're just like, apparently for everybody deals with these delusions of grandeur and self-deception. So like, that doesn't mean that I'm bipolar, or maybe that just means we're all bipolar. Okay. Ego is more than just off-putting and obnoxious. Instead, it's the sworn enemy of our ability to learn and grow. As Epictetus put it is impossible for a person to begin to learn what he thinks he already knows. Today, we will be unable to improve, unable to learn, unable to earn the respect of others if we think we're already perfect. A genius admired far and wide. In this sense, ego and self-deception are the enemies of the things we wish to have because we delude ourselves into believing that we already possess them. So we must meet ego with the hostility and contempt that it insidiously deploys against us, to keep it away, if only for 24 hours at a time. So he wraps it up with, to keep it away, if only for 24 hours at a time, right? So in going with the art of war, with the Daily Stoic, and the daily battle that is life, if only to keep our ego away. That is what all of this is about. And when you just accept it for what it is, and you are able to take the emotionality out of it, you're able to move and iterate to the next steps as quickly as possible.